Hey, seventh grade. We are so excited that we've been invited to be a part of your class today. We are going to start our sessions with you by learning about our basic emotions. But first, we want to introduce ourselves. My name is Mrs. Herka, and I am your school social worker. I have had the honor of being a part of the BMS Warrior family for the last 6 years. I am so excited to be able to share another school year with you. On my free time, I love to read and I love to be outside. I also enjoy spending time with my family. For those of you who know me, you know that I'm a huge Michigan fan. You can always greet me by saying, "Go Blue." I also am the proud mom of 2 boxers who are a ton of fun, but a lot of work.
Hey, I'm Miss Francis, the social work intern here at Battlefield Middle. I'm a college student at Widener University. On my free time, I like hiking, photography, and going to the beach. I'm a mom to 3 girls and a military wife. I'm excited to be working with you guys this year. So you guys are probably wondering, wait, what are we doing in your PE class? Well, you're stuck with us. We will be working on helping you build your skills regarding promoting positives in your lives, comparing big versus little problems, stress management, and mindfulness.
Every class, we will start with an activity that will get our brains calm and ready to learn. This is sometimes known as mindfulness. Mindfulness can be so helpful in helping us to maintain focus and helping us be ready to absorb the information that our brain needs. We can use mindfulness anywhere, in class, at home, while we're playing sports. It's a great tool to have. Every week, Miss Kilby will Every week, Miss Kilby will help us learn a skill that we can access when we want to remain calm. Let's see what she has for us this week.
Hi, everybody. Today, we're going to practice a mindfulness technique called belly breathing. You can use this simple and easy technique anytime you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, whether you're at home or at school, and you really just need a minute. What you're going to do is you're going to place one hand on your belly, just below your navel. Your navel is your belly button. And you're going to do a series of deep breaths. You want to take a nice deep breath, and we're going to do that for the count of 4. And then we exhale. We're going to exhale a little bit longer around the count of 5. All right, so it's going to look something like this. All right, you're going to inhale, exhale. Again. All right, try it with me. I'm going to inhale for 4, exhale for 5. Ready? Again, inhale. As you're doing that, you should feel your belly expand and then relax as you exhale. All right, we're going to try it one more time. Inhale. Exhale. That's it. It's that simple.
So what is an emotion or a feeling? You experience emotions every day. In fact, did you guys know you most likely experience many different emotions every day? So let's understand emotions. Think about a time when you opened the best gift you have ever received. You may have felt your stomach flip upside down. Your heart may have started racing. Your face probably turned into a smile. What you experienced was happiness, which is also known as experiencing an emotion. Emotions give us information about what we're going through at the time and how we should respond to that experience. For example, if your childhood pet passed away, you may experience the emotion of sadness. If you smell something yucky in a garbage can, you may experience the emotion of disgust. It would be very dangerous if we didn't have emotions. It would also be very dull because basically our emotions drive us. The excitement, pleasure, even anger. That is why it is important that we're able to understand our emotions as they play such an important role in how we behave. So let's talk about our emotions, which include basic emotions and higher level complex emotions. Basic emotions are associated with the recognizable facial expressions that tend to happen automatically. So those 6 emotions include happiness, sadness, fear, anger, surprise, and disgust. Our complex emotions are more hidden. Those are grief, jealousy, and regret. The definition of complex emotion is any emotion that is a pile of 2 or more others. So an example can be a combination of fear, anger, and disgust, all forms into hate. Another complex emotion includes love, embarrassment, envy, gratitude, guilt, pride, worry, and among any others. Our first emotion we're going to go over is happiness and joy. Of all the different types of emotion, happiness tends to be the one that people strive for the most. Happiness is often defined as a pleasant emotional state that is characterized by feelings of contentment, joy, gratification, satisfaction, and well-being. So with our basic emotions, we're going to touch on how they are displayed. So with happiness and joy, we're going to talk about facial expressions, body language, and tone of voice. When you have a facial expression of being happy, you usually see that person smiling. Their body language is usually relaxed, and their tone of voice is an upbeat and pleasant way of speaking. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Sadness is another type of emotion that is often defined as an emotional state characterized by feelings of disappointment, grief, hopelessness, disinterest, and a dampened mood. So sadness is often displayed through facial expressions, body language, psychological reactions. So a facial expression with sadness could be crying. A body language could be our dampened mood and quietness and lethargy.
Our psychological reaction could be withdrawing from others, not being with our friends, not interacting with our teachers. Our next emotion is angry. Anger can be a particularly powerful emotion characterized by feelings of hostility and frustration towards others. Like fear, anger can play a part in your body's fight or flight response. When a threat generates feelings of anger, you may be inclined to fend off the danger and protect yourself. So, anger is often displayed in a couple different ways through facial expressions, our body language, tone of voice, psychological responses, and aggressive behaviors. So, some facial expressions are frowning or glaring. Our body language could be taking a strong stance or turning away. Our tone of voice, such as speaking gruffly or yelling. Our psychological response, such as sweating or turning red. Aggressive behaviors could be hitting, kicking, or throwing different objects. The next basic emotion we're going to discuss is fear. Fear is a powerful emotion that can play an important role in survival. When you face some sort of danger or experience fear, you go through what is known as the fight and flight response, something we will touch base on at a later point in our lessons. Next, we are going to talk about fear and how it's displayed. So, fear is displayed through facial expressions, body language, and psychological reactions. So, our facial expressions could be a widening of the eyes and pulling back of the chin. Our body language could be attempts to hide or flee from the threat. And our psychological reactions could be rapid breathing or a fast heart rate. Our next emotion is disgust. This sense can originate from a number of things, including an unpleasant taste, sight, or smell. Researchers believe that this emotion evolved from a reaction to foods that might be harmful or fatal. When people smell or taste foods that have gone bad, for example, disgust is typically the reaction. But disgust isn't only about tasting foods. Disgust can also be you're disgusted of poor hygiene, infection, blood, rot, and death, which can trigger disgust. People can also experience moral disgust when they absorb others engaging in behaviors that they find distasteful, wrong, or evil. So, like we've talked about before with our other emotions, just like those, disgust is often displayed through many different ways. Our body language, physical reactions, or facial expressions. Working with disgust, our body language could be turning away from the object. Our physical reaction could be vomiting or gagging. Our facial expressions, such as wrinkling the nose or curling our upper lip, these are all often displayed through disgust. The last basic emotion that we're going to touch on this week is surprise. How many of you have ever felt surprised before? Surprise is usually quite brief and is characterized by a startled response following something unexpected. This type of emotion can be positive, negative, or neutral. An unpleasant surprise, for example, might involve someone jumping out from behind the tree and scaring you as you walk to your car at night. Or an example of a pleasant surprise would be arriving home to find that your friends have gathered to celebrate your birthday. What kind of surprise do you think the cat in this photo is going to get? An unpleasant surprise or a happy surprise? That's right. If you guessed unpleasant surprise in the last slide, you're sure correct. Surprise is often displayed through some facial expressions, physical responses, or verbal reactions. So, facial expressions could be raising of the eyebrows, widening of the eyes, and opening of the mouth. Physical could be such as jumping back. Verbal could be yelling, screaming, or gasping. So, how are you feeling today? All feelings are okay. No matter how you feel, good or bad, it's healthy to put your feelings into words. Talking about your feelings helps us feel close to people who care. It helps us feel better when we're sad or scared, happy or joyful, mad, disgusted, surprised, any of our emotions. So think about it. How do you feel today?